Hi everyone, it's Amy, and today in my kitchen, I'm making chocolate zucchini brownies. They are so thick and fudgy and so moist. This is a great way to sneak in those extra vegetables and nobody will know. So let's get started. All right, you're gonna need a mixer. I use the paddle attachment for this recipe. We are going to add half a cup of vegetable oil to the mixer, 1 cup of granulated sugar. We've got half a cup of light brown sugar. Make sure when you measure your light brown sugar that you're packing it into the measuring cup and not just scooping. It makes a difference. And you'll need 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. I don't usually measure, I just go with my heart. And we're gonna mix that up. It's kind of like a slushy in there right now. We're gonna add in our dry ingredients, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got half a cup of dark unsweetened cocoa powder, and I love the dark cocoa in these chocolate brownies. It pairs really nicely with the zucchini, and it helps hide those green specks a little bit more. I've got 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and a teaspoon of kosher salt. Now when we mix this, it's going to be a little bit dry. Don't be scared. I've taken 2.5 cups of shredded zucchini. Make sure you press out any moisture. So if you're using frozen shredded zucchini that you got from your garden, press out that extra liquid and make sure you have enough shredded that takes you to the 2.5 cup mark. We're gonna add this in, and then the key to these brownies is letting this mixture sit for about 10 minutes. And that helps the moisture from the zucchini to naturally infuse into the brownie batter. So we're gonna push this in. And like with all brownies, mix it just until it's combined. Don't overmix. And you can see it's still a little powdery and dry, and that's okay. I'm gonna take my spatula and give it a mix. And then like I said, we're gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes have passed and our batter is perfect, you guys. The zucchini has released some moisture and it's ready to pour into a baking dish. For this recipe, you're gonna need a 13 by 9 baking dish, and you're gonna wanna line it with parchment paper. I use binder clips to hold the parchment in place. Just make sure you take those off before you start putting it in the oven. All right, we're gonna put our brownie batter into the pan. If you get some crumbs, just press them into the batter. Okay, this is gonna go in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'll be back. While our brownies are finishing cooling, we're gonna make a quick fudgy frosting. So in a mixing bowl, I'm using a whisk attachment to get it nice and creamy. We're gonna add about 1/4 cup of melted butter, 5 tablespoons of that dark cocoa powder, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and you'll need about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're gonna mix this up real quick, and you may need to scrape down the sides of the bowl. Make sure it all gets blended. Look at how fudgy that is. Perfect. Our brownies are baked, they are cooled, and we are ready to frost. These dark fudgy brownies will stay good in either the refrigerator in an airtight container, or you can keep them at room temperature. And they'll stay good for about 5 to 7 days, but they also freeze really well. And as you can see, no green to be seen. All right, we're gonna spread that on very evenly. I don't want anybody complaining they didn't get enough frosting. I say we cut into them. Look how thick and moist those are. Can't even see any green. Nobody knows there's vegetables. Enjoy.